Hello and welcome to the Camp app. So in this tutorial, we're going to show you how to onboard your participants so you can start using the app within your camps. So the first thing you're going to come to when you sign on here is your dashboard. And if it's your first time getting on, there won't be anything in here just yet. So to get started, you're going to start in the left menu here in the camp menu. And before you can onboard your participants, the first thing you're going to need to do is go in the camp list and set up your camps and camp groups based on how you want to send out the information to your participants. And if you're not 100% sure on how to do that, we do have another tutorial on how to set up your camps and your camp groups. So backtrack to that one first. Get your camps all set up, and then we'll show you here how to import your rosters into the app. All of this is also included in the support page on our website. We have step-by-step user guides, the rest of the tutorials, everything you need to help you use the app and be successful using it within your programs. So once your camps are set up, you're going to go to this next menu item here, the app login parent screen. And this is essentially your master database. And you can import your entire roster, or you can add participants individually. So if you have a smaller program and you'd rather enter them individually, you may not have a spreadsheet roster, or if you have late registrations, you can always get participants on, later on as well. But for this tutorial, we're going to import a roster and show you how to get all of your participants on quick and easy. So the first place you're going to go here is the import screen. So you click it and it's going to bring you to this screen here. And it's just going to ask you a few questions on which camp and which group you want to onboard your participants to. So we have one set up here called Summer Camp. And if you do have groups set up in the system, you have to import your rosters based on the group. That is mandatory. So groups are optional. You can just have one camp in there and just send all the information out through the app to everybody. Or you can group participants together in groups within the camp. So for instance, here we have week 1, week 2, week 3. That's a common setup as far as groups go. You have different campers that attend camp each week, and you want to make sure they get the information for that week of camp. You could also group kids together by their counselors group or their bunks or their age group. However you want to put participants together and send specific information to just those participants. Whether you have groups or not, you'll still have the ability to send out information to the entire camp. And I'll show you how that works here in a minute. And also within our other tutorials, you'll be able to see how that process works to where you can, again, send to specific groups of participants or send out information to everybody in the entire camp. Okay, so to import your roster, the first thing you need to do is download our sample file here. So this is the roster you need to use to upload your roster into the Camp app. We also have a step-by-step guide here, so everything I'm talking about plus more is in the guide here. And again, if you haven't already, go to the support page on our website, and that has the full app guides and the rest of the tutorials as well. So when you download the sample file, it's going to look something like this, a blank version of this. And you're basically just going to copy and paste the required fields here in this roster. It's a .csv file, so you have to make sure when you save it, it stays in that format. Don't change it to an Excel workbook. It's got to be .csv file. And I'm going to go through each column here and kind of explain what's required and what's not exactly required. So the first thing here, you have your child's first and last name. So depending on how your spreadsheet is set up, if your first and last name, let's say, are in the same box, they're not separated into two columns here, you can just put the full name in the child's first name box here and leave last name blank. All right, so again, some registration systems may export it where it's together, some may split it up, or if you're doing your sheets manually, you may type the full name into the to one single box, and that's okay, it can stay there. Or you can separate it into first and last name. Then you're going to need the child's birthday. Gender, the gender column, that is completely optional. So we understand that there are registration systems that don't necessarily take that information or export it. So it's just there as another unique identifier, for those kids. And then we have our parents' first and last name. So same rules apply here. If they're in the same box, just put it in the first name column, and then we have the email address. So again, quick and easy. It's a copy and paste. This sheet needs to stay exactly the same. So don't change any of these headers. Don't add rows or columns. Just copy and paste the required information in here and save it in a .csv file. So once you do that, you're ready to import your participants into the app. So we'll close out of our sheet here and we'll go ahead and upload it. All right, so our roster's in, and then we're going to upload these folks to the week 1 group, and we're going to upload it. So this should only take a few seconds. The larger the spreadsheet, the longer it may take. And then as soon as it accepts it, your rosters will be in the app. All right, so we're in. So this is what it looks like. Your database here is now full. We have all the parents' information here up front, for all the people that we added to that group. And then if we go this little arrow here, that shows the child's information, so if they have more children connected to that household, they'd be listed here. And when it does accept the roster like this, it automatically sends out emails to the parents with links to the App Store on where to get the app. It just has some basic information on the app. It also links them to our support page so they can see the parent user guide and the different parent tutorials we have up there. And then from there, they should be ready to go. So we highly recommend that before you do this, that you're promoting the app to your parents. You're giving them a heads up that you're using this tool this summer and to look out for this information. So when they start getting these emails to sign on, that they're looking out for it and they're not missing it. And then after you import your rosters and it sends everything out, we also recommend that you send a follow up to them as well, just to let them know, hey, um, everything's all set up, you're ready to go, and go sign on the app and start seeing the information that you're gonna start posting here when camp starts. So if for some reason the automated system email is not getting to them, sometimes those things get caught up in spam filters. The links to the App Store are on the app page of our website. You can also have them search the Camp app in the App Store, and they're going to sign on with their email address with password 123456. That is the default for everybody to make it quick and easy for them to get on. And then once they do that, they can change their passwords and get on and start using it. So whichever participants you assign to whichever group, those are the only things that they're going to see within the app. So in our example here, this is our week 1 camp. Any information that's sent out to just week 1, they're going to see. If we send a message to week 2 or a communication to week 3, this group will not see that. And I'll show you real quick here in one of our features, if you go to the camp newsfeed, how kind of that works. So we have our newsfeed posts here. I'm just going to go to add a newsfeed and I'm going to show you what it looks like here. So you see the same filters on pretty much all of these screens. And we're going to select our camp, and then it always defaults to all camps. So if I were to send out a newsfeed post here, it will send it to all weeks of camp that we have set up in our current example, or any other groups that you might have set up. Or we get to choose which group we want to send it to. And in our example, the week 1 group is the group we just onboarded. So now this new newsfeed post will go just to those folks, and they're going to get that information. So again, check out the support page, check out the user guide. It goes through all this stuff in detail. Contact us anytime if you need assistance getting set up. I'm more than happy to format your rosters or give suggestions on how to set up your camps and camp groups and things like that until you're comfortable with it. All right, so that's going to conclude the tutorial to onboard your participants. And thank you again for watching, and we hope that you'll be on the camp app with us soon. Thanks.